guys, so we'll get started here. Thank you for being here. A little small group, that's okay. That's good. Dig in and might plow through this a little faster than normal, and we have time for other questions. And Michelle, if you have any questions specific to your sites, just let me know. The reason I chose this particular topic instead of just one module, the toggles and tabs and accordions, they all do the same thing as far as consolidating information on your page to improve the user experience. And why you would use one or the other over the other is totally up to your design and how you want to use it. But I thought I would go through and just show you what each of them do and the cool things you can do to customize them. So they're not just plain and boring, although the plain and boring for Divi actually is pretty cool too. So if you want to get real beefy. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And hopefully it's big enough. Hold on, let me do it. Is that good? Can we see that? Is that big enough over there? All right.
It is.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I do have a bunch of resources, and I'm going to post that in the chat. Okay. So those are the resources, and I'll go through those later tonight as well. But just so you have that page, I created just some really cool resources that I found for each one of these. But first, let's go here. So this is a page I set up, and this is just really basic everything. I just put some lorem, some text in there. So when you first add an accordion, and I'm going to do this in the visual builder, God help me. Here we go. My favorite thing. Normally I work on the back end, this part, but we'll do it this way. Okay. So this is like any other module. There we go. Come on. Oh, I hate you. Stop it. Okay. It really makes me nuts. Okay. Okay, come on. I see you. Oh my God, I hate this. There we go. Add.
You're not giving me warm fuzzies.
I know, I'm so sorry.
I'm just teasing you.
We're gonna add, seriously, I'm with you. So we're gonna add a module, just add, right? And this is the accordion. And then there'll be the toggle and the tabs are down there. So we'll do accordion. And when you load it, this is what it looks like. And this is just the basic plain one. So you just, like any other, you open it and your title goes here and whatever content you want here. So this is my title. And there's the content. So and then when you close that out, you can open the next one. So these are like modules within modules. So this is another title and the text, boom, boom. So, and to add more accordions or any, you know, you just do that. You just duplicate. You can duplicate or you can add.
That looks pretty easy. Yeah.
You can add. Yeah, you can add or duplicate. The thing I love about Divi, like I said, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. So that's the basic module, just like any other module. Now the thing, and I'm going to close out. I'm going to save that. Okay, so that's the one I just added, and I'm going to delete that, just get that out. I just wanted to show you how to add them. So
Mhm.
here's the one that I did. And the reason these icons are orange is because that's what I have set up in my theme customizer, that those kinds of accents are to be orange. That's why they're appearing orange right at this point. Let me go back in here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go into this one. And here are the 4 accordions. And there's 2 ways you can do this as far as design goes. So let's say, and this is pretty much true for all of them as far as design goes. So you'll learn a few design things. So this is called, I'll open that one up here. Okay, that's called the title text. And this is the body text, right? You can go into this individual one and change this to any color, a different font sizes, and those sorts of things in the design tab. All those things, here's the title text, all those things are there. This is an H5, that's the default H5, but you can make it H1. You can make it anything you want. But just like any other text module, you can change the font size, you can do whatever. That's, go back in, sorry. That's on the whole module itself. If you do the designing here in the main accordion module, whatever you do here affects all of them.
All of the different accordions that's in that set?
Yes,
Okay.
any change you make here, let's say we're going to change the icon color. Oh, sorry, it's the background color. Never mind. Go back. Icon. We're going to change the icon color. It changes them all. You see over here, it changed them all.
Got it.
Because I'm in the main accordion settings, but we're going to go back to the orange. There we go. I'm in the main accordion settings. However, you can also go in and individually change them within the toggle module itself. So let's say I want this icon to be blue, but it's not closed. Hold on, let me get the other one. Be a better one to show. The second one. Okay. Yeah, go away. So we want that blue. Now only the second one is blue.
Oh yeah.
Because I did that design in the, God, I hate this, in the individual one. So it's
Right.
like these are like modules within a module.
They have hierarchies of what you can do, like you can do for the whole thing.
Yes.
You can do it for one at a time.
My feeling is, unless it's something like you really want it to stand out more than another, I suggest doing it within the module, because if, for instance, your client or you come back in and say, you know what, I want those icons to be yellow, you only have to change it once.
Right.
If you do it in the main one. Otherwise, if you do it, you have to go into each individual one and change it. That's a waste of your time. Unless, like I said, there's a reason why you would want one to be a specific color. So the other beautiful thing about this and Divi as well, let's say you want a different one first. You just move it like that.
Oh, look at that.
Yep. You can just move
That's
them
nice.
around wherever you want them, which is really great. Okay, so I'm going to close that out for now. And explain.
Can you put it in those, I'm sorry, in those accordions, can you add a graphic in there, or?
Yes, anything that
okay.
you can do in a text module, you can do here, because this is just like a generic text module. Perfect. So if you wanted to add a graphic wherever you wanted to add it.
Yeah.
Right. Add media. Whatever, we're gonna stick that in there. There it is. Boom. There it is. Not that you
Okay.
would, but if you wanted to,
I get you. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's good. That's
yeah,
good.
you cannot add like a image module within here. You can't do that. That's because that's a whole nother thing. You can only do in these what you can do in a regular text module.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean by that?
I think so.
Okay. So this text module, I'll just add one. There we go. So here's a everyday run-of-the-mill text module.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add media.
And you can add media.
Right,
Mhm.
add media and do whatever. Okay. So there's
So
a
if you
little-
got an accordion and you're not putting a text module in there, what else would you be putting in there?
well, I'm showing you. So this is the accordion, and this
Mhm.
is a text module. And then this is an image module, right? Like you would put any other image in
Mhm.
here. So those are just within a row. You cannot do that image module within the accordion, is what I'm saying. You can't
Right.
say add image as a
Mhm.
module. You can say add image as a media, like you come here. Come on. Thank you. Go away. Go away. So you can add media by adding media here, just like you would in a text module.
Right.
Right. Okay. So let me show you the difference though between accordions and toggles. An accordion, if it's, I'm going to exit out of the visual builder. So it's just a page. Okay. So accordion, the very first one is always open. That's default on the accordion. We'll talk about more of that more about later. But when you click the plus sign for the next one, it will accordion up. The first one will close. And the same with the next, and the same with the next. And it will stay open until you can click and click and click all you want. It'll stay open until you click another one. The difference with the toggles is if you click one, the whatever one's open stays open until you close it. So I can have this one open and this one open and this one open and this one open, and they won't close unless I close them. That's the difference between toggles and accordions. Accordions will automatically close if you open another one.
Mhm.
And toggles will stay open until you close them.
Right.
That's the difference between an accordion and a toggle. I happen to have these toggles in two columns. You don't have to. It can be one column, just like this one here. Let's do that. So it's not too confusing. And you might say, well, why would I want one or the other? Well, it's truly a design choice.
Mhm.
On how you want your page to act, how you want your user to be able to access their information. So that's the main difference between an accordion and a toggle. Is the accordion will close only one accordion will be open at a time. Toggles, you can have as many open as you want, and they won't close until you close them.
Right.
And tabs will go down here. Another way to add content, and they small area instead of taking up so much space. And these are the tabs, right? Which are a little different than, where am I? Sorry, wrong. Go away, wrong page. To consolidate information, yeah. Okay, so tabs We'll open that one up. It's set up exactly the same as far as this is the main module, and then there's individual modules for each tab. And again, if you want this one to be first, you do that and boom, it moved. If you want this to be last, boom, it moved.
Oh, wow.
It's that simple to move those around. If you want to delete one, you can. If you want to duplicate one, you can. And the design is exactly the same. If you wanted the body text is here, let's say we want the body text to be orange. Now it is, and it will be orange in every one of them. And we can go back. The tab text, that's the, this is the cool thing too. This is when you really get into design. So, and I'll come, you know what, we're gonna leave that now. I'll come back to tabs and show you that, but we'll go back up here because this is what we started with on the design part of it. So these icons here, to me, that's a little small. So if you go into the icon, there's the color. Use icon font size. If you do that, you can make them bigger.
Oh, look at that.
My only thing though is if you do that, if you don't use the default, just like fonts that you like your header fonts and stuff, you need to go in and change the size on tablet and on phone. Because if you don't,
It's gonna look funny.
they'll be huge.
Yeah.
Right. They'll be too big. So, and you can also change, like I said, the color here as well. And then open toggle background color. This thing go away. There we go. Okay. So this is the open one. And right now the background is white and it's got a sort of a light gray box around it, outline around it. So the open, let's say we want the open one to be blue. God help us why, but maybe we do. And the closed background color we want to be yellow. Again, God help us why, I don't know, but we're going to do that. And let's just save that one change right there. And let's close this one and it turns blue and that one
look at that.
yellow.
Yeah.
All right. Not that you would do this because these are hideous colors, but that just shows you that you can. And so that's the toggle open and close. So let's go back to white. And let's go back to whatever that was. There we go. Okay. And then the text, again, you can make it centered or flush left, flush right, whatever you want. You can add shadow, whatever normal text stuff you can do that here.
Mm-hmm.
Title text, of course, is this. Let's say we want the title text to be blue. Open title text, blue, right there. Title text, normal, in the closed position. Let's say we want that to be, right? So let's just see what that does. So now let's blue. Let's open another one. And that goes to blue and that goes to, right? And again, these are just design choices. You don't have to do all that, but because you can. I just love it because you can.
Yeah,
that's what I love about Divi. But I will say, and I know Daniel will agree with me, less is more. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Right. So, and here's where you change, you know, your fonts, you know, default font, whatever you can use, you know, whatever font you want for those titles. If you want something different, if you want them to be bold, you can. Let's go back to the regular way. If you want them to be all caps, you can do that, or ital. or underlined. God help you don't do that. And again, center. So that makes only the title text centered. Change the font size here. And again, if you change the font size here, I highly recommend that you go into the other media queries there and change it there as well. Otherwise it gets crazy. Not good. And the line height, all the things that you can change with any other text module. Okay. So now closed title text. So this was, I don't know why they had this here, open title text color. And this is closed title text color. Boom, boom, boom. And the fonts you can change. If you wanted to change the fonts, I don't know why you would, but let's say we do. We're going to go whatever that is. Okay. Let's make it really different. Okay, that's hideous. But this is the closed title text. So when the toggle is closed, that's the text. And title text when it's open is default. So let's see what that looks like. So it changed. So you can see it changes when you do that. And again, God help you, why would you do that? I don't know. But it gives you choices. It lets you do that. It lets you have fun. One of the, I've been reading a lot about marketing trends for 2023 in digital media and digital marketing, I mean, and hold on, let me get back. Because that's hideous. Okay. And interactive things on the site are really important this year. And I don't think interaction has to be big and flashy and crazy and things flying around. Sometimes just a color change or a slight font change, even if the closed title text is all caps. I mean, that's a slight little change. Makes it stand out. I mean, it can be something that's as simple as that. Okay, hold on, go back in there. Okay, and sizing. Sizing, if you've never fooled around with these things, it makes it, you can, this is the width of the boxes. You can change it, come back, silent. Come. Oh, yeah. So if you change the sizing on desktop, let's say you don't want it to be so wide for whatever reason, right? And you change it on desktop. On tablet, you need to go in and make sure it's set on auto. And on phone that it's auto. Otherwise, if you don't, it will be 84% on those and it will look funky. So you don't want that. And you can make the module centered. Anything that you can do with any other of those other modules. But in this, why are you doing this? Why aren't you showing? Ugh, 100%. Okay. Why are you doing? Oh, I hate this. Anyway, spacing. Now this I found interesting because I just found this out. The spacing in the main module only affects the module on the outside. So margin bottom, if we make it 0, bottom 0, that would affect whatever is going on there. Not in between these. So if you wanted, I don't know why it's doing that. Let's make that 40. Yeah, there we go. Did you see that change? Yeah, let me redo that. Okay. So if we wanted more space between our accordion and this next section, you would add that there. This spacing is the only thing that I found confusing, because everything else in these design settings affected each individual module and not the whole, right? And this affects the module itself. And I'll tell you why that's important. If you want less space in between these guys, for whatever reason, then you have to go into each individual one for the spacing. Did you see that? So this one I just changed to 0. So push that up there. But the other ones are still at their default. So for that, you have to go into each individual one and change it. That's the only odd thing I found about using either the main module settings or the individual settings. Only spacing is the one that you have to worry about.
Cammy,
Yes.
I've got to drop out. So if
Okay.
I leave and it crashes and burns,
I will shoot you.
text me. You should be fine. Okay.
Yes. Okay. You made me host. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Let's see if we stayed intact. Woo! Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far about the modules? And am I showing you things, Michelle, that you haven't seen before?
You
At all?
certainly are. Yes,
On the
you
design?
are.
Great.
This
Great.
is very interesting for me. The last thing you said was main module settings, and I didn't get it after that because Mark started speaking.
Sorry. Okay. So when we first started talking, I said, for me, making changes that will affect each one of these, I prefer to do in the main module, so that if I want to change the color, I only have to do it once. The only thing that is not true for is this spacing, because in the main accordion module itself, spacing for here affects what's going on the outside of the main module itself. If you want to change the spacing in between each one of these little accordion guys, you have to do that one inside each one. And that I found confusing, because I think it should be spacing and then spacing, a module, spacing accordions, or something all here, but that's the way they did it. So if you're in here and you're trying to adjust that and it's not working, it's because you have to adjust the spacing for these guys here.
What about the border, Cammy?
Right. I was just getting to that. So
that's the same thing?
Yeah, that's the second thing. So if you want to change, like if you wanted to change this little border to a color, and you went into the main module design tab and go down to border, you can see that right now the border width is 1, and here's the colors, right? Let's say we want it to be blue and we want it bigger for whatever reason. Oh God, that's horrid. So that you could set in the main one. For all of them. You don't have to worry about going to the individual ones.
So that means border around the individual ones, not border around the whole thing.
That
I
yes,
guess you wouldn't have both, right? Yeah. Okay.
Hello. And this is
So
where
confusing.
I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense, Divi. Come on now. You're so that's, yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. Same with the box shadow. If you wanted to add shadow, it adds them to each individual one and not the thing itself. So, I mean, I understand why they needed to do those sorts of things, because you have to be able to adjust padding on, you know, the module itself and the individual one. So that spacing one is the only one that's an oddball as far as having to do it individually.
Can you put a border around the whole thing and not individually?
No. I mean,
Okay.
you could, but you would have to, 'cause this, like I said, we just did that, this affects all of them. But if you wanted to border around this whole thing, you would have to do it another way. Hold on. You would probably have to go into the, don't freak out, Michelle. Go into the column, design, border, color. You'd have to do it in the column if you wanted a border around that and not the module itself. Hold on, let me get that really big so you can see it. So you can see that's now the border.
That doesn't make sense, does it? That's two different, yeah.
I mean, if you, I won't know, I don't know why you would want a border around your accordions, but if you did, that's how you would do it. And then you would probably need to add some padding. So you'd have some padding around it, but
You could if you had several accordions on the page, and then if you didn't have the boxes, the border around the individual ones, and you just had colors, it could look quite nice.
yeah. So that, again, that's the only quirky thing, was that one little spacing thing in the border. Yeah, spacing thing was the quirky one. We don't need that. So let's get rid of that. Did you see where I did that, Michelle? New York? That's
I
the
did.
other beauty about, I mean, you can, whatever you can do. You can do everything in every module. So
Right.
borders and shadows and, you know, everything that you can do in one, you can do in another. So even the column, something like a column, I mean, it just, that's what I love about Divi for sure.
Is it
So-
consistent throughout different modules?
It is,
that's good.
absolutely is. Okay, so we're gonna exit, discard that. Okay, so we're back to where we were. One of the things I found on a page for a client that I did, they did not want this first one to be open. They wanted it closed, but by default, it's open. There is a way on that resources page I found, make the Divi accordions closed by default. I found two, open those for you. Divi theme examples and Divi booster, both really great with assets and stuff. Gives you step-by-step how to make this closed by default instead of open. And just follow these examples. You have to add a class CSS to the Divi. Do you know how to do that? Add a class, Michelle?
Nope, but I'll learn.
Do you know CSS at all? Anything about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay, cool. That helps. Okay.
Enough to get in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so, oh, I gotta edit. Trouble's good. As long as you can
So where
save
would
as
you add the
go.
CSS here?
Here, that's what I'm gonna show you right now. Okay,
Okay.
so if you go into the module and you go to advanced, CSS ID and classes, this is where you would add it. And if you look here, they say to add, let's see, what do they call it? I guess you can call it anything you want. Just add a class, and then in that class, toggle background color. Hold on. Okay. So just you would follow that, but that's where you would add the CSS. Oops, sorry, my back end right there. That's the class. You would add whatever class you want to call it.
That's really nice that they set that up where you have
Yep.
the ability to do that instead
Yep.
of having to go on the back end.
So there's accordion class. You just, that's what you're going to name it. But where you put that is in theme options right here, custom CSS. So you would go accordion class, right? And then you would add whatever it is, whatever the code they tell you to put in there. And then that should work. I don't know what
Got it.
that is, right? You just have to follow those directions. The other one, let me get out of there. On that page, where are you? There. Is using jQuery script. And oh,
yeah.
by the way, he has a video too, shows you step by step how to do this, by the way.
Good, because that's new for me, jQuery.
Yeah, okay, so jQuery script. The thing I love about when I find scripts is I don't have to write them. I just have to know how to cut and paste. So, and he tells you exactly how to do it. So you would literally copy this code, copy that code. And when you go back over here to your Divi theme options, you go into integration and you put that code right there. And I'll do that for you. So we'll copy code, copy. And you put it right there. Boop, boop. And that script, I don't know why he doesn't, but that script's supposed to have an open thing. And then you save, and that's the script.
Huh.
That easy.
They make
then
it,
when you want-
yeah.
And when you want to
They-
put another script in from somebody else, you just put it in there, put it in there. Now, I also like to label what these script codes are, and you can Google the correct way to do that. I don't want to get into that tonight.
And
But
then how does the software know where to use each script?
because that's the way it's called it's telling it that the module, that's the accordion, open accordion, it's telling it what to do.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, added a class, right? Remove class.
Mhm.
So it tells it what to do. And if you watch this video, it'll show you again exactly what to do. That's what I love about this particular guy. His blog is really good. He's got some good, and again, this is on that resources page that I put the link in the chat at the very beginning. And here's another one. Same thing. They have it's a different code. There's so many different ones out there. I try to find the ones that are most current. Some codes from 2019 still work because they do. They're good. They're good script.
So rather than writing your own, you can look for code that's already been written and use it. That's nice.
Just make sure it's a good authority on Divi Booster, Divi Lover. I mean, there's so many great Divi blogs and people out there that just want to help. So, and this, I put two of them up, Divi Booster. Here's another one. And then that's that script. You do the same thing, put that script right where I showed you here. And now the integration script is different than the CSS. So make sure you know the difference. This is CSS and this is scripts. And if you get into your Google, like your Google Analytics code and your tag managers and stuff like that, if you ever get into that, that's what this is for. So there's, if you ever have questions about that, you can always just read up on it. But this is for general script, and this is for like the Google Analytics stuff. Not to confuse you. But Divi Booster gives you the code, but they also have a plugin called Divi Booster that has some cool stuff. It is a premium plugin. So if you're interested in that, it definitely boosts Divi. It gives each module like some really cool other things that you can do with it that aren't inherent or by default in the module, but that is a
Mhm.
premium booster. But he was very generous in giving this code. So I put that on the resource page as well. You can also Google how to make Divi accordion closed by default. You can just Google that too. And there's a ton of assets out there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, go away, will you? Okay. So that would close that by default. That's if you want it closed. You don't have to, but that's if you
Right.
do want it closed. Then also on the resources page is how to add the missing icon to the Open Divi accordion module item. Why would you do that? Well, let me show you. So this, I'll show you. So this hasn't got an icon there, right? If you,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
you see here, let me get out of the. Okay, so the ones on the toggles have an open and close, but this one does not. Right, so they show you on this resource how to add that missing icon. And he gives you step by step. This guy is amazing. PA creative, he's wonderful. We just had a big, huge Divi meetup. That was a Black Friday thing, and where they had 4 of the really great people who build stuff for Divi and offer advice and help and stuff, and he was one of the guest speakers that day, and I got to interview him, which was really cool. He's wonderful. So yeah, this guy here, it's the link is on the resources page, but the PA creative, he's in Pennsylvania. So they call themselves the PAs, so he named his company PA Creative. So that's why
that's creative.
Yeah, that's very creative. So he has a lot of great stuff, but he gives you step by step how to add that missing toggle. He gives you, I mean, everything. So he's really great about that. So that's in there too. If for some reason you might want that little missing toggle in there. Where we go? Okay. So that's it for accordions, unless there's any other questions. And these accordions are not very pretty. I'm just letting you know right now, but I'm going to show you some pretty ones. These are really basic and really generic, but you can do some cool things with them. Simple things like just changing the color when they open or close, changing the color on your titles that make it interesting without making it busy and crazy and hurt your eyes. Because a lot of people, people don't have time for that. Don't make stuff too fussy. That's my thing. But the same with the tops. So where are you, Thomas? All right, you're making me crazy there.
So the toggles you said could all close, right?
Yep, they can close. Hold on. Why is this doing this? So the other thing about the toggles too is each one is its own thing. It's like a text. A text module.
So you can't go in and just do them all at the same time.
Right. It's just not like this where they're all in the one module. But the beauty of this too, I mean, you can move them around just like you did before, you can still move them.
That's really nice.
Which is beautiful. So my suggestion for these little guys, and as you can see, they have like a little light underline between these toggles.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah,
just a little
you
light.
can barely see it. Yeah,
simple. Yeah, it could be a dark underline. You can make it just like these where they have a border all the way around it. But this was this particular toggles thing. I highly suggest that if you're designing, that you do maybe 1 or 2 depending, I mean, they have a lot here, obviously. 1 or 2, and figure out what you want to do before you do them all, as far as
Mhm.
design goes, because that way, come on, open, thank you. If you want the title to be orange and you want the font size to be much bigger, right? And a different font, whatever freaky font you want there. So you design it first,
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah.
right? So it's say, okay, I like this. And then you duplicate it. And then you do the next one. And then you do the next one. So I wouldn't do them all and then go, otherwise you have to go in and,
Mhm.
right, do all the,
So try one, like it, and then duplicate it.
I would. That's
Yeah,
my
no, it
suggestion.
makes
You
sense.
don't have to. And again,
Mhm.
as, okay, you're killing me here. Because there is more than one way to skin a cat, as I've said before 1,000,000 times. One thing you can do, I'm sorry, I'm having to bust back and forth. I don't like the front end. One thing you can do, instead of duplicating it and adding the new text and all that stuff, you can go ahead and set it all up like this and make your changes. Let's say, okay, we want the title text to be orange and we want it to be 18 points. Okay, that's what I decided. After I did all this, I decided that's what I want. So you go in, if you go in here and you right click these 3, or just click on these 3 little guys, a whole bunch of options open for you. You can save this particular module to the library. You can save it to your cloud. You can disable it. You can lock it. You can do all these things. This is a beautiful thing right here. Extend. Extend, if you click that, it'll say, where do you want to extend this to? And I want you to watch these guys when I do this. This page, you can just to the whole page. So this will affect every toggle on the page, to just a section, to just this row, or just this column. You can decide. So we're going to say just this row. And I'm going to say extend. Takes a second. And there, it extended. So now these are all 18 point. And they go, you know, you close them and they go back to, oh, I hate that. Stop it. But when you open them, oh, you really are making me mad. Say, oh my God. Okay. Close. Thank you. So now they're all do the same thing. So if you wanted to change, so when you extend, all that does is for all those toggles on that section. You could do it for the whole page if you had toggles all over the place. You could do it on your entire site if you wanted to. God, don't do that. But you could. That extend is really a beautiful thing. So if for some reason you were building this and you had all these toggles and then you decided, oh goodness, I really want to do something different with the font or the size or the colors or the whatever, you can do it in the first one and then extend it with this and it will apply to all. Unlike here, where you want to make a change, you would just change it in the design thing and it would go for all, right? As we did before. Right. So that's the only so there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either design one you really, really like and copy it and do them all, or you can just do them all and design the first one and then extend. Let me show you the extend again. There it goes, extend, boom. Right? Extend toggle styles. And that's true for anything. If you go up here, extend section styles. Every module, extend row styles. Every module has that extend text styles. So that's a cool little feature that Divi also has. So
That's
you can,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, there's a million ways to skin a cat. This one you can do one, copy it forever and ever. Or if you change your mind down the road and you want this to be blue instead of orange when they open, let's do that real quick. Open title, text color, let's make it blue. Okay. Oop. We're going to save that. So right now, all I did was I changed only the first one. So when I open up the second one, it's still orange. And the other one, it's still orange because I didn't change that. And
You
unless I
didn't-
want to go into each individual one and make those changes, which is a pain in the butt, because there are so many of them, I can go back up to this first one, extend toggle styles, and I want to do it to just this row, extend. And now when I open these, they'll be blue. Because this one was blue. And I said, make everything else underneath it the same as this. So that's how you can do that. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Yay! And I mean, there, like I said, there's some beautiful things you can do with the backgrounds. You can change the colors, all those things.
Mhm.
Somebody's bird. Okay.
Extend styles must be one of the best features that they implemented in the last year or whatever.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when they did that, I flipped out because you can, if you do, and this is a whole nother thing, presets and all that stuff, you can extend it to the presets. I mean, it's just, it's a beautiful thing. It really, really is. And there's so many ways to do so many things. So we're going to go down to the tabs. And it's the same thing, design, tab text, all those things. You can active tab background color. So this one right here is the active tab. And let's say we want that tab color to be black. So it's black. Inactive tab background color, we want it to be orange. Active tab text color. Well, now we got the active tab black, so the text color probably needs to be white. Oop, white. And the tab text color, now that it's orange, let's make that black there. And so we're going to change that. One little change and I'll show you how that is. Okay. And I mean, that was the simplest, easiest thing to do, but look what it does now to the, so simple. And that's a simple visual interactive thing that makes your page pop. Just that simple little thing right there. And there's a million other things you can do. You can change the background colors, all that kind of stuff. You can change the borders, lots of things. Okay, and enable those. Do you know about the hover styles, Michelle? Michelle 1 and 2?
I
You
do
know
not.
about-
We
you
do
do
not.
Okay.
I
So
do.
hover, you do? One does, one doesn't. Okay. Well, no. So on the hover, let's see. Tab text. Okay. So we have active background or inactive background color. This is the hover. Every time you see that little arrow on anything, that means hover. And when you click that, this pops up, hover. This is the normal state, whatever color you choose. Hover, if you click that, you can change the hover color. So let's do that. So when you hover, it's going to be blue. Okay. So go back. Okay. We'll save that. It was just showing you when you do that, that's what it's going to look like. Save and exit. So now stop. We're here and let's hover. Whoop, blue, whoop, blue, whoop, blue. Again, simple, simple, simple. And that's all in every tab. I mean, every module, you have hover states. So if we, let's see here. I'm going to get real crazy now. Okay. So let's go to the, oh, where is it? Oh, content. No, yep. Toggle. The closed toggle background color right now is this little gray. Let's say we want it blue. But if we go to hover, and I'm just doing that, it's not because I love that color. So we're going to go to hover, and we say when we hover, we want it to be yellow. For God, whatever reason. Save that. I'm just doing this for, yeah, never do blue and red together. That hurts your eye. Exit visual builder, save and exit. Okay. I mean, that's a huge no-no right there. Okay. So when it's closed, it's blue. And if they hover, actually, oh, you know what? Look at that. I just found that out. Aha, that's another one. That's the module hover cover color.
Ah, it does the whole lot.
Oh, I don't like that. That's another thing I just found out. Okay, we're going to go back to, was that toggle? So we're going to get rid of that. Go back to what it was. And then no hover at all. Okay, yes. Okay, good to know. Just like the spacing, that hover color is for the whole module. Interesting. So that means what? We have to go into each individual one and change the hover cover color. Want it blue. Close back to blue. And hover yellow. Interesting. Blue and yellow. All right.
Is it safe to say that the difference between the toggles and the other things is that the toggles, you can, it doesn't do the same thing to everything. You can individualize it.
That is correct. Well, you can individualize these too, just by going in here.
I meant that, but the toggles will do it automatically.
Yes, because each toggle is its own module, whereas the
Mhm.
accordions, the little modules are in one big one.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. There it is. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go in here. Bear with me a second here. There you go. Undo that. And undo that. Okay. So the only one I changed is the second one. It's the only one I changed. And we're going to see how that works. So now when I hover it on the whole, yeah. Ah, look at that again. Oh, I didn't change it on the other one. Dang it. Cammy, get with this program. Yeah, when it didn't save that change, so. Okay. So now, yep. Okay, so I like this one. I like the way I designed this one. So I want them all to look like that one. So what do I do, Michelle, if I want them all to look the same?
Please tell me.
Which Michelle?
Either one or Alon, anyway. So down
Go for
here,
it.
remember, each one is their own little separate module, and you extend, right?
Oh,
And
that's right.
these are
Mhm.
all their little like
Go to the
separate
design
modules.
tab, except for the
Right, so I did the second one is the one I did. I changed it and I like that one. So extend item styles, and it's going to say where, and I'm going to say to this row and extend. And there it is. So now all sending it live. Oh, run in makes me crazy.
so because you only want to do the last 3, you don't do it on the design tab.
That's correct. Well, the first one will do it too, but it's default open. So
Isn't that the closed state? Why wouldn't you do it on the design tab, but the closed state? Oh, you can't do it there. It's in the, sorry, getting confused.
yeah, I know. So when I first did it, it did the whole module. When you hovered the entire module, everything changed color. So like the spacing, if you're going to do hover stuff like that, you have to do it to the individual modules, not to the whole, not to the parent.
Got it.
And so I did it to that one and I liked it. So let's undo. So we're going to go here. And we're going to go, boop. Nope. We're going to go here. And we're going to go, boop. Right? Nope. Good. Okay. And save that. And then extend to this row. And so now they're all the same. And I didn't have to go into each individual one and do it. So just like the toggles, when you do have to do one, you can extend to all. Same with these individual guys. Extend is great. Now, I will say, if you have, for whatever reason, you have 2 or 3 toggles or 2 or 3 accordion section, different accordions on your page, and you don't say in this row or in this section, and you leave it for this page, it will make the changes to the entire page. So if you have different ones you want doing different things in different sections, you need to be really clear on that extend, that you do it just to the section that you're on. Otherwise, you'll be cursing yourself. Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Okay. So those are some really cool things that you can do. Simple things that you can do that adds a lot of flair and simplicity to a site. And the only reason, like I said, you would use the accordions and the toggles and the tabs is just for, like here, consolidate information and improve your user experience. If you have a ton of information, you don't want people scrolling, you want them to make it simple for them. These pages are also on this resource that's up here. There's a demo for each one and the documentation for each one that's from Elegant Themes. And the other thing I want to show you, because there's some amazing things you can do with tabs and all these things. Mark purchased from the Divi Ultimate Kit. They had it on sale for like $29. It was insane. Hold on. I don't know when it goes on. You might want to.
During Black Friday? Is that when he got it?
No, it was some other, they just had this weird, it came in my email and I went, look at this. So this is what it was. We've got person modules, table modules, tabs, slider modules, blurb mod, all of these all of this whole entire thing for like $30.
Wow.
It was insane. I'm like, are you
That's
kidding
great.
me right now? Yeah, it was crazy. So
When I get those sort of deals, I get overwhelmed because
know.
there's so many of them that like I bought something once and I uploaded them all in Divi Cloud, and now I can't find anything in Divi Cloud because there's just so much stuff.
So much. Yeah. So
So how do you use these?
okay, so that's what I was going to show you, some of the cool things that they have. So this is one of them. Hold on, let me go to, this is Accordions. So this is one that was in that pack. Here, let me open that back up again. Sorry. Accordions. Where? Okay, so here's the Accordions, right? It was right there. It's part of that pack. Here's all of them. When you click on that, then it opens the individual ones. He has 50 different ones, and he's going to add more, and when they update, I mean, when he adds more, it automatically goes in, so you have access to them. But these are his accordions, the way he's done them. I mean, that's pretty,
Nice.
yeah. And all you got to do is download the, when you here, I'll show you on the, come on, there you are. Okay. I think it's under him. Sorry, Mark. Oh, well, I don't remember where I put it. That helps if you remember where you put it. It's not Divi Lover. It has to, is it not modules? Yep, there it is. Okay. So when you get it and you unpack it, this is what it is, right? And you open it up and you say, well, I like number whatever. Is that the accordion? Let me go to the accordion modules. Blurb accordion, there it is. Okay, so this, let's say I come back, I like style 1, V1. You would go to 1 and you would download that into your Divi library. Do you know how to do that, Michelle?
Nope.
All right, that'll be another
Mhm.
I'll do that another day. But
Yep.
when you get into the Divi library, the JSON file, so you would just upload that into your library and then you would have access to it. You just pull it in like any other module. But I was going to show you just the different kinds of accordions. I mean, look at this.
They're really nice.
Very nice. And I'm not doing this so you guys go out and buy this. I'm just saying, if you play around with your accordions, I mean, you could come up with stuff like this.
No, they look very professional. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool. And the other thing I like is, hold on, don't flip, is when they're on a phone. This is really important when you're buying anybody's anything. Always make sure you look to see what they look like on mobile and tablet, because you want to make sure that they're friendly enough to do that, because some don't respond well, and you want to make sure things are responsive, and this guy's really good about that. So anyway, that was, here we get out of there, but he has, like I said, 50 of these suckers. This is a little much, and some of them are way too much. I mean, but I mean, anyway, I won't go through them all, but these are the cool kinds of things that you can do with accordions. I'll get out of that. And then these are tabs. Lord have mercy. He's got over 100. He's got vertical default tabs, which are the ones that are on the top. Ones are on the vertical left, vertical right, and on the bottom. Oh my God, it's just too much. But I mean, there's so much you can do with tabs. It's almost blinding to me. You go through this, it makes you nuts.
I like tabs. I'm a tab person.
I love tabs. So here's some on the vertical tabs. I mean, and he's got 100 on each one. That's what's so crazy. Oh my God. But they go on and on and on.
Images?
I'm sorry.
Does he have some tabs with images?
I don't know.
Okay.
He might very well have them here. Let's dig into, let's go to the 90s and see what he's got. He might, I have no idea.
I watched a tutorial by Divi Lover and they had some accordions, but they had a image down the left and she showed how to do that. But
Okay.
it looked amazing.
And then bottom tabs. So yeah. And you can do this easy enough within the modules. You can say you want your tabs on the top and the bottom, left and right within the module too. But I just wanted to show you there's some really cool, just simple things. I mean, some are too much. It's too busy and too crazy for me, but okay, that's that. There is one resource I want to show you. I found this. I could not believe I found this. These are free interactive accordion layouts. Now, I have no idea how this person did this. I have no idea how I found this. I'm not sure. These are supposed to be free, but they are. It's called Image Accordion. That's the name of the company. And they're here. I'm going to go to the first one. And these are free downloads. So here's an accordion for you. Boom, 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 boom. You can download that layout, change those photos, change that text, and it's yours. Same with this. That's an accordion.
Wow, look at that.
Another accordion. Here's a vertical accordion. These are free, folks, and it's on that resource page. This one I love. Isn't he cute? And Alon, this one's for you. The cute little girl for Alon. There you go. Yeah, so I mean they go, so that's that was just 1 through, what is it, 1 through 7. Here's 8 through 15. I mean there's 20, what is it, 22 of these things free. I found these. I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't have to do, you don't even have to give them your email.
Have you tried them? Because up there,
No,
it looks like
I
it's a
did. I
plugin.
found them yesterday and haven't had time to try them. So I say with everything, do them. Always make sure you, before you upload anybody's third party anything, always do a backup on your site, save everything, then load it in, because you never know. Even those that are, from the Divi marketplace and stuff. But anyway, there's like, I mean, it goes on and on. Oh my goodness. And here's 16 through 22. I mean, it makes your head spin. I don't know why you would use some of these, but hey, you never know. You might like them. And you have access to these photos too. I mean, they're so anyway, that's on that resource page for you. Cool things you can do with the, I mean, that's all I did with my little accordion, was just this. But yeah, you can do stuff like this with an accordion. So, which is really cool. I did see, and I don't know that I put it on the resources page. I found it, but I don't know that I kept it. Michelle, I'm sorry. It was something about putting images in. If you have the background, yeah, background images in those accordions. I didn't put it on there because I didn't want to get it too much tonight. That's kind of a level 2
Yeah.
thing. But so this is just, the basic stuff for tabs. Really cool things, free downloads here. Go have fun with those. And then resources on how to do other things here.
That's great. Thank you. That's one
Divi
of the links that you
Lover.
sent us.
Yeah, Divi Lover, D Themes, Divi Booster, PA Creative, all really solid, trustworthy blogs and resources from them, not just for these, but for lots of stuff, especially PA Creative. Oh my God, he's so cool. I'm hoping to have him as a guest speaker sometime because he's fun. Really nice guy. But does everybody see that link in the chat for this page? It was the very first link in the chat.
Yes, I got it. It seems
Okay,
like
yeah.
you've created a Divi Atlanta
Yeah, this is
website.
this is
You're
our,
in the process.
yeah, it's our sandbox site. So that'll stay up. And do you have any questions about anything?
It was
Where
a
to
lot
use
to
them, how
take
to use
in.
them? It is, but you know what? It's everything is just a module. That's all they are. They're just modules, and every module will do the same thing. You can change colors, you can change fonts, you can change your spacing, you can change anything, everywhere, hovers. I mean, I'm not going to get into animations because that's a whole
Yeah.
nother thing. But yeah, so anyway,
This is
the
great.
basics.
I think I'm really gonna stop playing now.
Yeah, this is great. And that, you may not have, I mean, a reason to use any of these. FAQ pages are really great for this kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
I will absolutely have use for the accordions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the toggles, like I said, the
And the
toggle
toggles, yeah.
opens and closes on its own, and an accordion, it'll close when another one opens. That's the only difference in the two. And that this is all in one module, and these are each individual modules.
Right.
Yeah. And just like I showed you at the beginning. Cool thing about the toggles. This example that I had chosen, I mean, you can put it in columns, which is really cool.
Hmm.
And make that smaller. Why I didn't do that? Oh, because you have to move them over there. So I want this one over here, and this one over here, and this one over here. Ooh, I made extra columns. I didn't want to do that. Come back over here. Thank you. No, oh, you're going to screw me, aren't you? We'll get out of that. We're not going to save that. I hate the front end. Can I no, have I told you how much I hate the front end?
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
there it is. And I messed it all up, but that's okay. I can go in and fix it in the back end. But anyway, having fun with lots of content,
Yeah.
having the users have, something interesting to look at other than just text, or lots and lots and lots of pictures. I mean, there are times when you have to have a lot of content, and breaking it
Yeah.
up is an easier way to do it. So that's it. Accordion toggles and tabs. Woo!
Thank you so much. You did a great job.
All right, I'm stopping there we go.
Excellent.
Oh my
Excellent.
gosh. Well, good. I'm glad. And yeah, just take your time and play with those. And once you get in there and start playing around, I mean, you'll open up a new module and go, oh, I know what this does.
Yeah. I
This
have
is
I have a
spacing.
web page all set up with Divi loaded on it. I just haven't done anything else with it.
Well,
Because well, the last time I spoke to you, I got cut off in the middle of it.
yeah, I
and,
know. And I'm
yeah.
so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh no,
And
it's okay.
the last 15 minutes, we were just all sort of talking about a different myriad of things. It really wasn't enough to post anything on, but
Yeah, but this is good. I can start really playing with this.
good.
And yeah, and my goal is to copy the other websites that I did on Elementor over to Divi and
Yeah.
then take it from there. So there's 5 of them right now that I want to copy over. And
Well, that's good.
then I can start playing for real. Yeah.
Yep. And we'll get into like showing you how to save things to your library and using those on
Yeah.
pages and other sites. I mean, it's just, it's on and on.
That's great
On and on and
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could just anything you want to know, just Google it. There are so many places out there that has just great blogs and
Yeah.
great information, especially Elegant Themes. They've done such a good job in updating, keeping all their tutorials updated. I mean, they changed so
it
much.
Sounds like a good company.
Yeah, they are. They're great.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, thank you,
guys.
Cammy. That's really nice of you to take your time to do this.
Well,
and,
you're welcome. Happy to
I'm
do it.
grateful.
Next month is going to be marketing trends and how to do them on Divi. Eric O is going to discuss how to do digital business cards. And I'm going to discuss how to do things for responsive, for mobile and all that stuff easily. And Mark's going to discuss content, and then I'll show how
Wow.
to do all that content stuff. So, and then in April, I'm going to be doing landing pages, how to do landing pages in Divi, and connecting those to HubSpot and all those Zoho and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. But anything, other topic you'd like, let me know. I'm happy to, I'm still trying to reach out to get some guest speakers other than me.
Hey, you did a good job. Thank you so
Well,
much.
Michelle, thank you for coming from down under and from Georgia down over. And
Yeah, under and over.
Lon, it's always wonderful meeting you. And I look forward to discussing the cloud stuff with you, Alon, because I haven't even started delving into that. That's
Give me a week or
Well, you'll
10
have
days
to
and
put
I'll,
all
I'll
your
give you a peek.
1,000
I'm sorry, what?
I said, give me a week or 10 days and I'll give you a peek and you can decide how much you want to see.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even had time to wrap my brain around that one.
Yeah.
I don't have that many clients that I have to save all that stuff. So that's the beauty of that. But I know it's important to know. But
All right, see
Anyway.
you next month. I got to run.
all right. See you guys. Thanks so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I have a topic idea,
Okay.
and that is that I'm just about to build a starter site, like, and so, you know, what people use for plugins, what if they change any of the, like, what things do you put in a starter site so that, or a blueprint product print site,
Right.
whatever you want to call it, but the site that you use, or the sites that you use to make it quicker,
Yeah,
so
like
that
a
you don't
template.
have
Your
to.
core template. Yeah.
Yes, your core template.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, because
people,
we did.
some people change their config files. Some people have their stack, and
Yeah, there are several, there's like 5 or 6 plugins that I use them on every site. And I always set things up in the customizer and things like that when I first start. And yeah, so, and like, I know Daniel has certain things that he uses, so that could be a good one too. Maybe we'll do that in the summer.
is that winter here?
So when you're here, I'm sorry, June, May or June.
Okay, great.
All right. All right. Well, have a good one, Michelle. Bye,
Thank
Alon.
you. Thanks, Cammy. It was great.
Okay, bye.